Hello, everyone. Welcome. We're back. Oh, you were muted for that. Woo. Do it again.
Again.
Again. Hey guys. We're doing Investigations 2 again. We're back. It's been a couple.
Yes, who's back?
It's been a week. It's been 2 weeks, I guess. And I'm ready to rescue the president. With my mind chess. That is legitimately what is happening in the game.
I mean, it's not that far from what's happening. You are just bringing people into the chess dimension.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
Stakes are on for Dan.
that chess mechanic was really fun.
Yep.
So far I'm pretty into the game. I'm joined by Yessie and Duncan,
Woo!
Hello.
and we're gonna.
I feel like that is just my thing for the episode now.
Woo! And someone dies this episode. Woo!
Woo!
I love it. Love it.
Why would somebody die in an Ace Attorney game, though, Dan?
No one's died yet, right?
They're just trying to shake things up, you know?
The president is currently dying.
Maybe.
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 But anyway, let's get over to the game, cause it has been a day.
Woo!
Woo!
All right, I'll stop.
All right. Oh yeah, we got this background. We're probably not gonna see this background again. So look at that.
Yeah.
Because we're hoping to finish the first turnabout today.
I would not be opposed to if we did want to do a little more of that. Fine.
Yeah.
But let's continue. Continue? Game
No.
over. Oh, someone is dead. Shit.
Oh yeah, that's right. We just
Bastion
found out
Rook.
that this guy died.
With the death of Bastion Rook, the revelation that Shelley the Killer was in our midst, the case had taken a turn we could have never predicted.
Unless you bear the knowledge that this is an Ace Attorney
Murder
game
in
and
an Ace
somebody has to
Attorney
die.
game? You don't say.
Mr. Knight ordered that the door to the presidential plane be opened, and the emergency personnel attending to Mr. Rook's body were asked to leave. With the scene cleared, we stepped cautiously aboard.
Woo, dead body.
Yeah.
Dead body! He looks like he's like... he looks like he's doing some type of like dance at a strip club. Because like the way that he has the blood seeping out of his jacket, it does make the blood, it looks the same color as the blood on the floor, so it kind of looks like he's like arching his back.
He's doing the dance of death.
Does anybody else see my vision here?
I can see it.
I mean, it makes me think of... You know what? I'm not gonna get
You
it.
know, they say he's dead, but I think he's just slaying.
True.
Work.
All right, Duncan, you're up first.
Give me a second. No president in sight. Now, where could he be?
I'm sorry. I'm looking around this room. What the fuck is going on?
It's an airplane with an office in it, of course.
Yeah, but I'm like, what is with
Oh,
the
good!
what is with the cameras over here? Is that a spacesuit?
Hazmat.
Among Us?
Among Us?
What are these things?
I love it.
What are these colored things on the? Anyway.
I recently discovered this artist who draws like, what if an Among Us baby fell to Earth and was adopted by a human being? And I'm kind of obsessed with it.
What if Among Us was real? Who knows?
I love Among Us baby. I'll put the link to the artist comment.
This is also you, Duncan?
Yes, this is also me.
Okay.
Who knows?
You're holding yourself hostage.
Ah, so he's hiding behind the bulkhead door over there, is he? As courageous in the face of danger as ever. Sorry to disappoint, but did you seriously expect him to be standing here waiting to meet his assassin? As we have already established, my interest lies only in the successful conclusion of this investigation. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, would you be so kind as to examine the body?
All right. I'll examine every nook and cranny of it.
Kinky.
That is unnecessary.
Well,
The only option-
was a stripper, so you know.
Yeah.
My only option now
I
is
realized this game was rated M.
the rest
We
is
don't slut shame in this house. In this stream.
the rest is up to you, Detective Gumshoe. Yeah, Edgeworth is just like, I don't slut shame. It is my personal policy.
This will
So,
just make up for Edgeworth not being able to jack off in his office area. This will just make up for that.
Oh my god. And it makes a return.
that is going to... I'm
We're gonna
excited.
be in like game 6, and
It's
one
just-
of you was gonna make a reference to that.
It's just lore. I mean, are you opposed to lore, Yessie? This is the lore.
I'm
of the
not.
stream.
I'm just musing. I'm just musing.
So, the attempted assassination of the president has become the murder of a bodyguard.
You look like you could use a little help there, Mr. Edgeworth.
Not that I need it, but yes. Not that I need it.
You look like you could use a little help. I don't need a little help, but I could use it. Like, bro,
He's just sassy.
that's what I thought. There's nothing else for it.
Mixed signals. Poor Phoenix.
Okay, Faraday, the great thief extraordinaire will just have to take it from here.
Oh, really? You mean you're going to solve this case for me?
Nope,
I thought not.
but I will provide the vital assistance.
Oh boy.
Now, let's get back to scouring this crime scene from top to bottom.
It will take Detective Gumshoe a while to assemble our backup, so I'll need to draw this part of the investigation out for as long as possible. Alright,
We really do get to examine every nook.
what's up with these? Alright, I'll start with the body.
It's the empty child from Doctor Who.
Dang, look at him.
You know,
Throwing
it's
it
a-
back.
it's unfortunate. There's no nooks or crannies to be found in this game.
I must scour the
Okay.
scene and inspect anything that catches my attention.
Oh, it's not. It doesn't feel the same.
Yeah, it does not feel the same zoomed out
Doesn't
or
fit.
zoomed in. It doesn't look as cunty. Am I allowed to say that? I mean, I guess I just did, but
Yeah.
oh well.
I think you've said it, like, in other streams.
I think I did before, and I didn't think about it, and so I was like trying to avoid saying it.
Well,
and
I
then-
remember you being all like, I'm the only one here allowed to say this.
Yeah, I guess I do have a little bit of privilege there.
It's the victim, Mr. Bastion Rook Bodyguard. I noticed that none of you mentioned where I moved my cursor, but that's fine.
Oh, I didn't even do that. Yeah,
Zhang Fa.
was that you investigating that nook and cranny?
Yeah. He's one of the guys that... What? It?
That. He's one of the guys that brought the president aside as soon as the shooting started.
Which means he continued to do his duty right up until his dying breath.
At least he'll get posthumously promoted.
Okay. It's better to know when to say nothing at all than to end up with your foot in your mouth.
What do you mean?
I mean, get your foot out of your mouth. Why are you doing that? Bodyguards don't even operate on the same rank promotion system as the police in the first place. There it is.
There we go.
Beautiful.
The bullet seems to have entered just under his armpit and went clean through his body.
The check mark when you hover over there gives a certain je ne sais quoi.
He was hit in an area his bulletproof vest didn't cover.
Like it was on purpose or something, huh?
Or like someone knew.
Almost like it was premeditated.
The cause of death would appear to be loss of blood. Attempts were made to stanch it, but to no avail.
Stanch needs to go on that list, Duncan. The medics must have been brought in to try and save him.
Sadly, it was too little too late.
Alright, I added it to the list.
But what about that beautiful
Thank you.
mustache? What about his
It
badge?
looks like a
Sure,
comb.
Definitely again.
So the victim was also carrying a revolver.
It looks like he was trying to use it.
He probably drew it on instinct when he felt threatened. We should check to see if he managed to fire off rounds. All there, and no signs of the weapon having been used. Was this one on loan from Zhang Fa too?
Yep, sure was. We're always issued with the same model gun.
And then the case.
It's empty.
It's a bulletproof attaché case. Bodyguards use them to shield their clients from gunfire. I didn't know that. There were some in Kay's photograph too. Looks like Rook and Knight each have it.
You know, bodyguards can hide like all kinds of things. I remember seeing like a video of the Secret Service when like you remember how here like Ronald Reagan got like shot?
Yeah.
There's video of like when it happened, and you can see the Secret Service just going absolutely nuts. You can see one of the bodyguards gets out like a machine gun from like his
Holy
case.
shit!
I know, it's like insane. Like you'd be surprised what they can hide.
Yeah. I think I saw a video one time of like somebody, like it was a video for like, I don't know, training for like a school or like security or some place where you're not supposed to have a gun, which is, to be fair, a lot of places. And it was just a video of this guy taking all of these guns out of his jeans, and it was insane.
That is a lot.
I think I've seen that. Like, was it like?
Yeah.
It's like special pants for like having guns in them.
Yeah, it must have been. I can't remember because like it's not anything that really applies to me as a person. I just remember being like, holy shit, that's a lot of guns.
Yeah. All right. Your line, Yessie.
Oh hey, that's the film I snapped.
You can hardly steal a photo at a public event, Kay.
But I'm snatching up a moment in time with every picture I take, you know?
I take it snatch is your new favorite word. Let's
Yeah.
not say it.
Maybe.
Alright. That felt like everything there. Should I examine other things?
Probably.
What about the floor?
Oh yeah, it's all cut out.
Yeah.
2 gas masks in case of poison gas attack, I suppose. The president clearly seems to think he's at risk of assassination at all times.
Wow, gas masks. I've never seen one before. I've heard plenty about them, of course.
Oh, from a fellow thief, I presume.
No from Doctor Who. No from the Jammin' Ninja. You know, my favorite kids' TV show. Princess Murasaki was getting murdered, but Toxic Ninja Wolfsbane showed up to lay down some sick burns. Or married, no?
Yeah, I
Let me
was
try that
like,
again.
hold on.
I thought she was already getting murdered. And then the other guy came to like add to it. Princess Murasaki was getting married, but Toxic Ninja Wolfsbane showed up to lay down some sick burn.
Kids TV show. And time to tune out. Might save myself a brain cell or two. One of us has to have them.
What was that about Steel Samurai from earlier?
Steel Samurai. Now that is adult entertainment. Actually, adult entertainment is a bad word.
Try again, Dan.
That is entertainment for all ages. So I've been watching.
Oh my god.
I've had this collection of Showa era Godzilla movies
Yeah.
that I've been watching through, and They have some pretty good ones, but then for some reason they decided to include All Monsters Attack, which is the most like child. It's like a kids movie, like a Godzilla kids movie, and it's like, why they do this? So I was watching the audio commentary, and the guy was all like, "This movie has a bit of controversy around it amongst." Or it has a bit of a discussion amongst Godzilla fans whether it is the worst Godzilla movie or the second worst Godzilla movie. Like, Jesus
Nice.
Christ. Way to start this off on a good note.
Oh, so like it's not the worst one. It's the second one.
Alright, hold on.
We should look at the desk, I think.
I don't believe there's any more to be found here. What about the frickin' carpet? There are 2 large rectangles cut into the floor here. I can see hinges around the gaps.
It's an emergency entrance disguised as an emergency exit. All the president would need to do is lower his rope ladder and make his miraculous escape.
Which would make it an exit, not an entrance. So which is it?
It's an entrance to the outside. It's an exit, but it's used as an entrance, but it's disguised as an exit. Yeah.
Okay, I'm arresting you.
For what?
Dumb.
I think. Dumb.
Just dumb.
It's against the law.
Congratulations, you've even confused. Why is he so sassy in this game?
He deserves to be.
That should be the real title of this story.
How's it going on?
Yeah, there we go.
Miles Edgeworth's sass attorney.
So
which
what?
stands that we should have a sequel to Miles Edgeworth's Ass Attorney.
Miles Edgeworth's Ass Attorney. It reminds me. Do you know the game, or the? I guess it was an anime too. But there's a game, Akiba's Trip. Is how it's spelled. But in the game, what you do is you strip vampires of their clothes so that you defeat them.
Oh.
So it's also Akiba's Strip.
That's good.
It's not a great game. Anyway.
I mean, the pun is good.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
What did you want us to look at, Duncan?
The desk.
The desk.
You know, there's like a bulletproof vest there.
Yeah. There's a bundle to proof vest. I must scour. What the heck are these? Here, let's look at the bulletproof vest.
That looks heavy. So, this is what a president wears, huh? Must be doing something super special.
Yes. It's made of bullets to protect him from bullets.
What? So it's not just for show?
Of course not. This is a bulletproof vest.
Oh, so that's what one of those looks like. Why didn't you just say so? Now I feel silly.
Because you are silly.
She has her silly little goose.
Teehee silly. Can we get some sillies in chat? I'm sorry. I was watching a Snapcube stream. And I guess she has a like emote on her Twitch streams for silly.
That's pretty good.
So she's like, "Can I get some sillies in chat?" These personal safety alarms are very okay. That's what I thought
I was gonna
they
say
were.
that's what I thought.
But I was
I'm
like,
just surprised
why?
because I feel like I've seen those more often in recent years than like at the time this game came out.
Yeah. I mean, these types I feel like are very like ubiquitous in Japan.
Yeah, that's fair. You can buy them at like Lidl and Aldi now.
Yeah. But these personal safety alarms are very colorful. Look like they get
I like the president. He seems like a thoughtful guy.
You don't know him.
Buying things for his kids is good. Maybe his wife too.
Why would they all be here if that was the case? No, these are for his own personal use.
Objection, Your Honor. It's simply not possible for one person to use this many alarms. Why, you ask? Because he is human and therefore only possesses 2 hands.
Haha, that's what you're on. 20 hands wouldn't be enough to count the number of objections I have to that objection.
21 hands!
A curious figure of a curious animal with a curious expression. A foolish figure of a foolish animal with a foolish expression is staring straight at me.
Miles, Ezra's not too deaf to steal my catchphrase.
I just wanted to do it once.
There's a big lever right by its butt.
I'm pulling it. The game read my mind.
Think about it.
Kay slowly retracts her hand. I wasn't thinking about anything, I swear.
Imagine that lever opens the panels beneath my feet.
Oh, does it?
Defeated!
Ah, I see. So he's standing on a trapdoor.
I strongly advise you not to pull it. Do so, and you will regret it.
How a bummer.
I'm okay with taking some advice, especially when it's from a professional killer. Documents of some kind.
We can always steal a glance.
Stealing a glance. Another security plan.
Oh yeah, like the one from the trash can.
Precisely. But wait, something feels off.
I know what it is.
Take a look at your evidence.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the original one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got different words.
Wait a second
And
here.
a different date.
Yeah, it's different words. And also,
Wait a second.
I think, yeah, the date's probably the most obvious.
There. An obvious contradiction.
Really? Oh, wait, the ink here is smudged. That's it, isn't it? What do you mean?
Oh, it's Kay.
Just kidding. It must be here, right? Printing's kind of, off or... sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I guess I need to learn how to better banter when I'm giving feedback.
What the fuck actually No, it's not your
I mean,
fault, really.
I know what the other thing is.
I guess it wants you to look at the positions instead.
Yeah.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
Look at the positions. They're switched.
Deduce.
But I guess, like, those are totally different dates. You're right.
The two plans are different. Was the security detail reorganized at some point?
You're right.
I'm always right.
Did you get married?
Not yet.
Yeah, we had to make some last-minute changes yesterday.
I'm planning to... I don't... Sorry. I'm planning to propose on Phoenix's deathbed.
Just to piss him off. President's orders.
Is it accurate?
No.
No.
I just feel like...
It's just
How
a
are you
funny
gonna
image.
know what exactly it is? I also really like President's orders right after that.
President's orders. Why the urgency?
As in, I'm gonna propose on his deathbed, President's orders.
Why the urgency? I can wait a couple, like, maybe 50 years.
What? It's the definition of a slow burn.
Yeah.
For real.
Because of what happened the day before. The killer here tried to take him down. He infiltrated the security detail. Posed as one of us. Look, figured it out first, but not before the guy got within striking distance of the president.
This goes hard. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
If our leader had stepped in just then, we'd all have been out of a job.
It really is just like 3 pit bulls, huh?
Yeah. I like that they, like, went with the bit.
Yeah.
Like, these guys all look the same. Yeah, it's on purpose. Uh-huh.
Alright.
But he made it, and our friend here wound up with a seriously twisted arm. Look, put a bullet in it for good measure, too.
Aha.
And where were you while this was happening?
Getting choked. Oh, that's why he has the brace.
You were the first one I overpowered, were you not?
Oh, that's embarrassing.
Shut up,
Sucks
Ted.
to suck. No? Sucks to suck.
Must suck for you. Ah, now I get it.
Your neck has barely begun to heal, and you've already forgotten who I am. I'm disappointed. You. Listen up, my neck's so bad I can't even look to my right.
Oh, dear.
I was gonna say that
I
feels
was
important.
somewhat astonished to have sustained an injury at all.
Well, I assume that's why they changed the position.
Yeah.
Positioning, yeah. Yeah.
A testament to Mr. Rook's skill. He was truly a master of his craft. Unlike a certain other someone I could mention.
Who is it? We gossiping?
Ooh? I'm just as good as he ever was.
Prove it. Break it down.
You were a pawn to his queen, my young friend.
Okay.
That's like a fan fiction title.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Like you were a pawn to his queen. She believed he lied. I don't know. What makes me
Steve.
think of that?
What do you know?
So that's why you remember Mr. Rook's name. You admire his skills as a bodyguard.
Indeed. While I was serving on the team, I learned the names of all the operatives. But his in particular stayed with me. It joined the very short list of those who have ever successfully wounded me.
Wounded you? So that's the connection he was talking about.
And that's why we had to change up the security plan. I had to be sure there wasn't any more assassins in the ranks. England didn't want anybody on stage he didn't trust. And he only trusts 2 people.
Hold on, my brain is working. I'm like trying to imagine Knight turned to facing the people. Turn your right. Okay. I had to turn around in my chair.
Have you visualized it in your mind palace?
Yeah.
Me and Rook.
I'm kind of mid at remembering directions. I'm not terrible. I'm just kind of mid.
Mm.
How does that explain your change of positions?
Oh yeah, he switched over to the right-hand side.
Oh yeah.
I told you, I can't turn my neck to the right. Could only cover the president's left side. So I wound up moving to the right side of the stage.
Alright then. Do we have enough
Probably look.
evidence
We
to
should
be
probably look at
logic?
those monitors in the back. We should probably look at those monitors. You know.
It's a bank of monitors displaying camera feeds from in and around the plane. I've scoured these. I mean, like, obviously, right? Also, that's not where K was. You lie. What on earth is this?
Well, that is the president's favorite plushie.
Wow.
It's a memento of, something. Anyway, don't touch.
But if that's the case, then why has it been...
Left up there like nobody cares about it. Yeah, that is pretty weird.
It certainly wouldn't be the first place I would think to display a beloved item. Wait, are those shards of glass underneath it? I thought something seemed strange about this cubbyhole, but now I'm sure of it. There's almost certainly another monitor here. Okay.
All right, now we should have enough for logic.
Haha.
Yay!
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. I'm gonna do it right in your face.
gonna show you how my brain works.
Look into my brain.
A jumble of thoughts.
All right.
So many thoughts.
Regular old alphabet soup.
So, I'm thinking that this can go with this, right? Because where did it end up? There's a bullet lodged in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know
That
if
checks
that's
out.
what it wants from me, but... Oh, baby! 30 minutes in and my brain is starting to work. 2 bullets were fired in total. We know this because 2 shots were heard. One traveled through the flag and into the balloon. The other took Mr. Rook's life.
But there's a bullet in the president's vest too, right? How's that possible?
How indeed? The numbers don't add up. Well, it went through him and into the vest. I assume. Because he got down, Mr. President. However, there is one possible explanation. Is this song new, or did we hear this last time?
I think it is new.
There is?
After passing through his body, the bullet that took Mr. Rook's life then found itself lodged in the vest. In other words, 2 of our bullets were in fact 1.
No way.
He's right. If the president hadn't been wearing that vest, things could have been a lot worse.
And he wasn't injured at all by the impact. Even when obstructed by a vest, a bullet can inflict serious damage.
Sure. I've known guys who got broken bones that way. The president's okay. He's made of strong stuff.
Sounds like you didn't even need a vest.
Let's not get carried away. I want that bullet's ballistics markings analyzed.
Tick that off on the Ace Attorney bingo, I guess.
Remind me what those are again?
An actual thing that happens. Guns leave a unique pattern of grooves on every bullet they fire. By examining these grooves, we can use them to identify which gun it came from. This is also like the first time this has been brought up since like Rise from the Ashes or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think of them as fingerprints of the sword. What?
Oh,
Because
they're like the
every time they
fingerprints
have
of a
to
gun.
insert the fingerprints.
Yeah, which
No
which game
way.
had this phrase?
That was Rise from the Ashes because I know
was.
somebody made a meme that was like, hey, and it was Em, and I was like, hey, ladies, did you know that, ballistic markings are like the fingerprints of a gun?
What?
You can tell all that from a bullet? Then what are we waiting for? Analyze away!
Might be easier said than done. That bullet hit solid armor. The impact will have completely flattened it.
Ooh.
Pancake.
Don't they have ID numbers on the back?
Yeah, but this wouldn't be the
Oh, yeah.
ballistic markings. So.
Yeah, that doesn't help as much, but...
You'll be lucky if there's anything left for forensics to find.
Well, maybe I am lucky.
What the? I was also for some analyzing.
Because even if they have ID numbers on the back, that would only, like, I guess tell you the manufacturer. It wouldn't tell you what gun fired it.
Can we connect the 2
Ah,
guns?
your brain's
they're-
work.
yeah.
Your brain's working, Dan. Your brain's working.
Brain working.
Ah,
The 2 guns are exactly the same, meaning it's likely that the one we found is also from Zhangfa. Not only that, it's one that's issued to security guards.
yeah, which is interesting.
The bodyguards all got their gut from the Shenhua authorities, right?
Yes.
Are they like super rare or anything?
What a weird way to say that. No, I don't believe so. This model isn't exactly easy to come by in this country, but it's certainly not impossible either.
Boo! And here I thought they might be valuable treasures.
Yes, it is something of a shame.
Whoa, I just measured treasures and you actually responded for one.
I only mean to point out that if the guns were rarer, it would be much easier to trace them, which would have made them treasures of the evidence variety, I suppose.
Ha! See? Everything's a treasure one way or another, including this investigation.
Treasure hunt?
Maybe the real treasure was the investigations along the way.
Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth.
So true. You could say that.
Alright then, it's treasure hunting time. On with the investigation.
Let's find the treasure. She certainly seems a lot more enthusiastic all of the sudden. Okay, we did it.
Weapons just shut down immediately.
That's quite enough investigating for now.
Yeah, it's like, let's get this treasure hunt started.
No.
No, we're done.
Aww.
That's funny.
What's taking so long, Detective Gumshoe?
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, have you solved the case?
No, not yet.
Is that so? Perhaps interviewing another key witness might help you to do so.
Another witness. Who?
You don't mean...
The president?
The most important witness of all. The man on the other side of that door.
He really intends to have me question the president?
Now, if you'd be so kind as to summon him, Mr. Edgeworth. Stop right there, the killer. You're nuts if you think I'd let him anywhere near you.
I am nuts.
Well, Mr. President, I'm sure you're watching us through the security feed, aren't you? In which case, I politely request that you show yourself. That is, if you value your bodyguard's life.
The president's dead. I say that with like half expecting it to be actually be true.
Well then, if nothing else, we now know what kind of a man you really are.
Mr. President! Stop! You can't do this. Let's just calm down, alright?
Come on, detective. Where in the blazes are you? The lights. What's happening?
Listen well, Mr. Edgeworth. I advise you to stay very still.
No. Curls up into a ball.
It seems I will not be granted my audience with the president after all. Even with Mr. Knight's life as my bargaining chip.
No! Stop!
Kay, you won't get away with this, the killer.
I have seen enough, and now I know the truth.
I spit all over myself.
Ew.
I went really hard on that K sound. Where are you? Where did you go? Ugh!
Okay, this goes hard too.
This goes really hard.
I leave the rest in your capable hands, Mr. Edgeworth.
Can we talk about how this is a parallel to, in Phoenix says that to Edgeworth in Bridge to the Turnabout?
Wow.
I'm pretty sure. No, actually, it wasn't Bridge to the Turnabout. I think it was either that or it was in, oh my god.
The killer is Phoenix.
The other one was the killer. Why am I blanking on the name? The one with the killer the first time.
Yeah, I know. He's so much cooler in this case, first of all. Yeah, I can't remember that
It was
one.
either that or it might have been. I'm trying to remember it was a screenshot from the anime. It might have actually been Edgeworth that said it.
All
Yeah,
right.
it was. I think it might have been from Bridge to Turnabout in that case, because like when they were handing off the case.
Mr. Edgeworth!
Detective Gumshoe.
Not Cat.
Mr. Edgeworth, sir.
Maybe we're both talking to you, okay?
Full sprite.
Deadworth. I love Deadworth Sprite.
Some.
Yep, it's good.
Hold on, I'm analyzing. Is there something missing? Wasn't there something on this like thing next to the door? I don't know.
Oh, be up.
Oh yeah, I think it was like I think it might have been an oxygen tank.
Yeah, he's went underwater to escape, probably.
Ironically, I think that's what he did.
I must have been knocked unconscious.
You're okay.
Are you alright, Mr. Edgeworth?
I got bonked by an oxygen tank. Never mind me. He didn't hurt you, did he, Kay?
Nah, I'm fine. I only just woke up myself. My head'll be sore for a while, but that's about it. So you can stop worrying.
Detective, did you manage to stop the killer? The killer?
Well, see, Miss Lily came running out of the plane and, she told us he'd flown the coop. We were too late. I'm sorry, sir. Thought you were there until there was something too. Seems there was an inflatable boat missing from the bayside window.
Ah,
He must have stolen it and rode himself across the lake.
what about the cordon around the park?
I called her and went back in to stake out the plane,
What about my cordon bleu?
including the guy stationed across the water.
No. So we completely slipped through our fingers?
Not the best look for the department, but yeah. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth.
Mr. Knight, you're alive.
Yeah. No thanks to that murderer.
Well, you know what happens.
Oh, that reminds me. I found this lying on the ground next to you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Calling card, marked with a seashell.
Guess he wants to leave a message.
Wait. The killer usually leaves these next to the bodies of his victims.
But you're not dead, sir.
But I could have been. Maybe that's the message. I can't stop thinking about his parting words.
I've seen enough, and now I know the truth. I leave the rest in your capable hands, Mr. Edgeworth.
Cape ball. So now I know the truth. The truth about what?
Roger that. All clear out here, sir. Over.
What's going on?
That was the president. He's coming out.
Ayo? Ayo?
He's coming out?
Ayo?
Congratulations.
Coming out.
So he's the president of Zhangfa, Mr. Di Junwan. Something similar to that pronunciation. And you are? It's an honor to meet you, Mr. President. My name is Miles Edgeworth. The honor is all mine, Mr. Edgeworth. I am Dean Junwan. Your efforts on behalf of Zhangfa have not gone unnoticed. You have averted something of a crisis. I am doing a president point as I, do his voice. You must be referring to the Yatagarasu case. Thank you, sir, but all I did was solve a few local cases of murder. You are too humble. I have been observing your investigation. You are an impressive operator, Mr. Edgeworth. even if the killer did get away. That's very kind of you to say. So he was watching through his security feed. Sadly, I must inform you that this is as far as your investigation goes. What do you mean?
I thought he flipped him off for a second.
That'd be funny.
Hear me,
It just kinda
foolish.
looks like that.
Hear me, foolish prosecutor, for I shall say this only once. Knight has apprised me of the state of affairs, and from this point forward, the case will be handled by Zhangfa's police force, the finest in the world. Even
The
with,
ones that could have figured this out.
even with the
Yeah.
killer out of the picture, they're still looking to get me thrown off the case.
Anything you're doing, pal. No one talks to Mr. Edgeworth like that. Very bad for him to kill him.
Detective, forgive him, Mr. President, but I must confess to being somewhat confused. I fail to see how or why this case falls within Zhangfa's jurisdiction. You fail to see? Enough, puny prosecutor. You seek explanations from a head of state? I say no. 1,000 times no. I will not explain myself to you. Now hand over the evidence you have gathered and remove yourself from this play.
I'd do as he says if I were you, Mr. Edgeworth.
This can't really be the end of the line, can it? This is where I die? Case evidence handed to Mr. Knight. Cry. Why? Why let us come so far only to pull the case out from under us? Now, you may leave. Knight, detain the suspect.
Yes, sir. Right away.
To make an attempt on my life, to murder one of my faithful servants. The effrontery, the villainy.
I didn't murder nobody.
Shut your mouth, Miss Journalist.
Answer me this. In a world already lousy with lies, with deception, with sin and iniquity, can we stand by and suffer yet another crime to go unpunished? I say no, 1,000 times no. There can be no forgiveness. There can be no surrender. Why, you ask me? Then I will tell you. Jesus Christ. He's hiding something. I'm certain of it. If I leave now, we'll never know the truth.
Mr. Edgeworth, sir.
Mr. Edgeworth, there's gotta be something we could do.
I guess I'll have to pull out my final form. Think, Miles, and remember, how many times have you faced situations like this in the courtroom? You've confronted the lies of witnesses and countered the arguments of other lawyers. Countered. Has the critical evidence always been laid at your feet? No. 1,000 times no. And did you always got to the truth of the situation in the end, with your greatest weapon of all, your words? Oh, oh shit.
Yippee.
Now, let us analyze the state of play. Doing this guy's voice, I have to straighten
You want
fully.
me to do it while you're doing this? Or...
No, I love doing it, but it's just like, be gone, puny prosecutor, or do you dare defy the direct orders of a president? He's not going to listen. He clearly means to drown out any objection by means of pure rhetorical force. When an opponent is on the offensive, the best thing I can do is bide my time and wait for an opening. As he said himself, he's a head of state. a seasoned politician. He won't open himself up to an attack easily. I can't let him bully me into submission. I have to stay calm and alert. I left a pregnant pause there. If I can read his movements and expressions correctly, I may be able to find a moment. My first aim should be to find out why he is insisting on Zhang Fa taking over the case. The board is set. Time to make my opening gambit. So, who will be taking the place? Did I give you permission to speak? No, 1,000 times no. Ooh.
Bide your time.
I don't like that response. You're probably heard.
I'm the leader of Zhang Fa. I have no time for your insolent backchat. I am simply hoping to confirm one basic fact. You say that the investigation will now be assigned to your national police force. I do. Now enough of your pointless questions. Bide my time again.
Because whenever the other option is so aggressive, it's like,
Uh-huh. I wonder which.
Good boy.
Oh,
Sit.
okay. I was not ready for that one.
The interior of this plane is the sovereign territory of Zhang Fa. You have no rights here.
Not again.
Is that so? Could it be that our current location itself is significant somehow? I should keep that in mind. It could be a useful clue. Could you at least explain to me why I'm off the case? Imbecile, cease your insolent jabbering. I need not explain myself to you. My reasonings are my own, and they are none of your concern. Perhaps it's time to employ my clue. In the course of our conversation, I've deduced certain facts from your behavior, Mr. President. For example, you seem particularly aggressive when discussing our current location. You smarmy smart aleck. As you said, the president's lines are great.
They are good.
I almost am like, maybe he should be the thumbnail.
As you said yourself, the presidential plane is the sovereign territory of Zhang Fa. And from that, we can infer that you believe the rules of extraterritoriality apply inside here. Is that correct? Enough. Cease your objectionable whining. Things getting too hot for you?
Nah, he's gonna slip up.
Sorry, hiccups if you hear.
Oh. You have nothing else to say. Then stop wasting my time and get out of my sight.
Damn.
Maybe there is such a thing as biting my tongue too much. I can't let him bully me onto the back foot. I have to stay calm and alert. I can read his movements and expressions correctly. I may find an opening.
Okay, so do I just do that line of thing again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to do that one.
I already did this.
Well, you didn't pick the right response, so...
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Can't you just skip the...
You can rant and roar all you like, but you won't escape my scrutiny. It was unmistakable. The moment I mentioned extraterritoriality, you became visibly agitated.
That was a very Miles Edgeworth thing to say there.
You think you're clever. Hold on. You think you're clever, don't you? Let me answer your little question. It's true. Extraterritoriality applies. Your laws mean nothing here.
No!
And
No!
why does that matter, you ask? It matters because it means you are powerless. You have neither influence nor authority here.
I'm getting flashbacks to Final
Miles
Case.
just visibly starts shaking when he hears that word.
Interesting. So the extraterritoriality issue does have something to do with all of this. Heh. Let's dig a little deeper into that claim that the plane is sovereign territory, shall we? The next move will surely decide the victor. He may be the president, but nobody is untouchable. I just have to find the right angle of attack. You believe that extraterritoriality applies here, but can you prove it? Do you even understand what you're asking? Of course, if I didn't, I wouldn't ask it. Have you no shame, calling into question the good word of one such as myself? I have nothing to be ashamed of. I kinda like that. You must have realized by now what a massive corner you've talked yourself into. Worthless, meaningless bluster. Some pathetic ploy to buy time, perhaps? Or maybe it was a little bit of chime in like that. I don't think that was that bad.
The main thing you should be looking at is what their face is what their posture of face looks like.
Okay.
If they look like confident and whatnot, then that means you should probably wait. If they have let their guard down, that's when you should like strike. Okay. And if they're worried, that's when you like are about to deal like a big blow. That's generally how these things work. So watching, but gauging their reactions.
I have no more time for this. You clearly cannot be saved from your own foolishness. You needn't worry
Sounds like
about
my
me.
sister.
I'm not the one who needs saving. That would be Miss Lloyd, the woman who is being wrongfully accused of a crime. Your chivalry is admirable, but it changes nothing. The right to extraterritoriality cannot be denied. This is Zhang Fa. I don't want to take this any further. I'll conclude sometime. Let me try another tact for now. Surely you see that you've overplayed your hand. Nobody asked for your opinion. Shut up. Fuck you. You dare tell me how to govern, how to lead? You dare contradict me? On the matter of Miss Lloyd's guilt, yes, I do. No, she is guilty. She is the culprit. There is nothing left to debate. Okay. Who else could have fired from outside the plane? There's no other viable suspects. Fascinating. So he's claiming that Miss Lloyd fired at him from outside the plane. This could be a vital clue. Ah, okay.
Yeah.
If it was shot from outside the plane, then that doesn't really apply.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Time to deploy my clue.
You sound like Beetlejuice there.
Time to deploy my clue.
Yeah, I just become a little gremlin when he's like,
I may not be able to call the extraterritoriality of the presidential plane into doubt. However, according to you, she shot at you from outside the aircraft, correct? In which case, extraterritoriality could not possibly apply in this case. Your assertion is entirely without merit, and the detainment of Miss Lloyd cannot be justified. Hold on. How could I have been bested by a mere prosecutor? But I am the president! The president! Checkmate.
I have comments, but I'll keep them to myself.
Okay.
that sound effect.
So good. I trust you won't mind if we continue our investigation now, Mr. President. I hereby officially and unreservedly confirm my approval. Consider it a gesture of magnanimity and generosity for which my good office is known. Yes, for without noble acts, unmistakably and irrefutably, for which reason there can be no other outcome. For goals are lofty in our hearts. People of Zhangfa, I swear to you here and now. Is he a robot? This investigation will continue.
All that what he could have just said, okay, you got me? Give me a break.
You guys will have lines again now. Yay!
Yeah.
Mr. Knight, if you would care to return the evidence.
There, take it.
Cool, time to stuff it all back in my pocket.
We did it, Mr. Edgeworth.
We sure did. And now the investigation can continue.
Whatever. Enjoy your pocket full of pawns. I'll be over here enjoying how you put them into play.
Then you will definitely enjoy my next move. Mr. President, one more favor if you would be so kind. What is it? Could you please give us your testimony concerning the incident itself? Now you want me to testify?
Whoa. That's your next move. If you want the president to testify, you'll have to take him to court.
All in good time, Mr. Knight. He will get his day in court soon enough. But if a person of interest refuses to cooperate at the investigative stage of the process, then they are obliged to provide detailed justification as to their reasons for doing so.
It's...
What's the matter? Is there something you'd rather we didn't know? Stand down, Knight. I'll do as the prosecutor asks. Thank you for your cooperation. Now listen, and listen well.
Great. Never mind, you guys don't get any more lines.
None ever.
But I hardly ever get to dominate a stream like this, so haha.
Yeah. I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, I know.
I'm also not saying anything.
Where was I when the incident occurred? The stage, of course. Suddenly, Rook and Knight jumped in front of me. Then, bang! A shot rang out. There is literally no other noise a gun makes in Ace Attorney.
All
And
guns sound the same.
And a plain, unblemished balloon of red exploded nearby.
What a weird way to say that.
Not hesitating for an instant, my bodyguards tried to escort me back to the safety of the plane. And then, the second shot. The bullet went right through Rook and lodged itself in the bulletproof vest I was wearing.
I'm sorry. I saw your outfit
Well,
at
I
the...
guess if you look at it in one way, the president is also a victim here.
I saw your outfit when you were giving your speech. That skin tight suit could not hide.
It's a choice. Yeah.
Also, I mentioned the balloon, how he said it was weird, but wasn't it a Steel Samurai balloon?
Yeah.
Yes, the victim of an attempted assassination. Rook was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time.
But that makes it even weirder. Why would the target of the crime try to obstruct the investigation?
My guess is that there's something behind all this that he doesn't want made public.
Duncan?
Oh wow, I actually have a line.
Yeah.
A cover-up, huh? I knew there was more to this case than meets the eye.
And the president isn't the only one who knows the truth. Isn't that right, Mr. Knight? Time to get to the bottom of this once and for all. I want to press this balloon statement. I don't know why,
That feels important to me.
Hold it!
About that red balloon. Are you trying to test me, Mr. Prosecutor? No, Mr. President. I simply wish
I just
to...
really like Nana.
Yeah, I simply wish to confirm what you remember. Very well. There were two very large, very round balloons on either side of the stage. Their deep crimson hues stood stark against the sky, just as the security plan said they would. The same security plan we found in the trash can, I assume. Rook and Knight leapt to my aid just before the balloon exploded.
Hey, Dan,
Yeah?
do you want to take a look at your evidence to see what you have?
Yeah.
It's not a red balloon.
Exactly, huh?
That's why I was like, wait, it was a Steel Samurai balloon, so I'm gonna catch him on.
Why didn't you mention that? It's a
Good job,
contradiction,
Dan.
mayhaps.
Yeah.
Objection!
I knew it even before
Your
the...
contradiction senses were tingling.
Yeah. You say it was a plain red balloon that burst, but I strongly beg to differ. Take a look at this. I think you'll agree that it's hardly plain, wouldn't you? No! What? Who is that? Mr. President, meet the Steel Samurai. I would have hoped you might recognize him. Especially if you were hoping to ingratiate yourself with the people of this country. Lots of words added to the list.
Wow, so many words.
Yeah, you need to watch the Jammin' Ninja too. He's amazing.
Well, Edward is all like, he's only okay.
And a gentleman ninja's kind of mid.
You don't take that back.
We'll talk about this later. So, you see, the balloon was struck by the bullet was anything but plain. It was, in fact, of the Steel Samurai. But the briefing mentioned two plain red balloons. And there they are, right on the security plan.
That's a different
They
date.
do look pretty plain, don't they? Just simple round balloons.
Knight, what is the meaning of this? Explain yourself.
Yes, Mr. President. It seems the Steel Samurai balloon was borrowed at the last minute, sir.
Borrowed?
That's what we were told. Guess they only reported the incident to us bodyguards, though. Seems there was a little trouble here on site last night. Well, the little balloon burst somehow.
So they swapped it as an emergency replacement.
Yeah. One of the store holders happened to have it. For what I hear, he was more than willing to lend it out. Very happy-go-lucky kind of guy, they said.
A happy-go-lucky stallholder with a Steel Samurai balloon to spare, huh? Gee, I wonder who that is.
Deja vu.
They filled just the bottom part up with air to make it look like the other orbital balloon.
Okay. So while it was a Steel Samurai balloon, it was made to look like a plain red one above water. Somehow, Larry has been involved in another international incident.
Larry's good at that, okay?
Is that the long and short of it? Knight, why was I not informed of this? Why would you be?
Sorry, sir. We didn't think it was a pressing issue.
And indeed, you saw it and knew no different, correct? Yes, I suppose so. Could you really have mistaken the Steel Samurai's pants for a plain red balloon? Still, Mr. President, I struggle to see how you wouldn't have noticed something different about the balloon. Of course! What's the outburst for? Now I remember. I could barely see the balloon. You couldn't see it? That's right. The wind was blowing too hard. The flags to the side of the stage were flapping incessantly and blocking my view. Is that so? Yes, those two flags. They were being blown back towards me. There would have been a strong wind blowing right around that time, the time of the incident, strong enough to blow the flags in just such a fashion. But that does conflict. But does that conflict in any way without understanding the case? I assume yes.
Bet your sweet ass it does.
You bet your sweet bippy. Thank you, Mr. President.
What is Bippy from?
Bip. Your testimony.
Okay. That was not anything, but okay.
What do you mean? You didn't hear me say bip, 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 bip. Your testimony has revealed another contradiction. Sometimes I just say incomprehensible things.
That's fair.
It has. I don't know where I first heard Sweet Bippy, though.
That's why I asked where it's from, because I feel like it's from something.
Yeah, well, I definitely heard it from, like, a TV show, but...
I've heard it from, like, Ed, Edd n Eddy when I was a kid.
I didn't watch that. I think it's like a phrase used, but I don't know anyone personally that uses it unironically. Yes, a contradiction that could turn this entire case on its head. When I arrived on the scene, the wind had died down and the flags were resting calmly for the most part. But if the wind had previously been blowing the flags as the president describes, a certain piece of evidence suddenly takes on a very different meaning. Which piece of evidence? Let's look at it.
Oh, I know what it is.
Do ya?
See the problem? Uh-huh.
Yep.
Take that! I didn't even need to examine it that closely. Earlier, we deduced that the bullet that struck the steel samurai balloon and the bullet that passed through the flag were one and the same. From these two things, we further deduced that the trajectory that the bullet must have taken, and we concluded that our shooter must have fired from the left side of the spectator area. But if the flags were blowing as the president describes, our conclusion becomes quite different.
No way! If the flags were pointed in the other direction.
Exactly, our trajectory changes completely. And if we trace that trajectory back to its source, we can ascertain who really fired that shot.
Wait, but Mr. Edgeworth, that would mean...
Yes, I know. We may not understand the reason why, but it can only have been one person who did it. Knight. You shot the
It's
fire.
terrifying. Front-facing Bronco Knight is terrifying.
God, I'm as old as him.
Fine as Bastion Rook.
Take that! I'm as old as him, but not for long.
Ooh, the objection to him.
The person who fired that shot was none other than you, Mr. Knight.
What?
It was Moon Knight.
Moon haunts you.
The moon haunts. The path from that balloon back through the flag leads directly to the spot where you were standing. I saw a meme earlier. It was like a conversation between Punisher and Moon Knight. That was all like, it's like this is what their interaction in Marvel Rivals should be. And it's just like, it was just like, it's like, oh, it was like Moon Knight being like, "Hey, you killed people recently." It's like, yeah, well, how's your fake god doing? It's like,
good. How's your family? It's just like, Jesus. Why do they interact like this?
He did not have to do it.
Although, they do seem to be the type to not get along with their... maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But you don't gotta do him dirty like that.
The path from the balloon back through the flags lead directly to the spot where you were standing. Bullet trick. Okay. Sorry, I got sidetracked.
But the guys were the president's bodyguards. Why the heck would he go around shooting balloons?
This is absurd. What exactly are you trying to imply? That Mr. Knight, a man who has saved my life countless times, is my would-be assassin?
Seriously, Edgeworth, we've put up with a lot from you, but this... We're President Wong's bodyguards. We're the pieces put on the board to protect the king.
It's pronounced Wang because mine is huge. Hold on, what did I say?
I saw a video earlier this week and it was like gay slang to use in Japan. And the guy was like, okay, at least tell me how to feel like my dick is big. And for those of you who know Japanese, you'll understand why this is funny. The guy's like, oh, it's watashi no chinchin wa chisai desu. And he's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Now, for those who don't speak Japanese, chisai is Japanese for small.
Yeah. Anyway.
Mr. Edgeworth, the wind was indeed blowing quite fiercely around the time of my speech. But the wind can pick up and die away in an instant, can it not? Therefore, I need proof. Proof that it was blowing hard enough to lift the flags during the crucial moment.
Alright, well, we got a picture.
First shot was fired right around the time the president raised his fist. I have a piece of evidence that shows just that. Perhaps it can also show us what was happening.
Where's the flag?
There it is.
Oh, I see the flag here.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
You can see it blowing in that direction in the picture.
Take that!
Your proof is in the pudding. What kind of pudding are we talking about here?
Just completely...
The evidence kind.
I just completely ignore the lines. What was it actually?
Your proof is the picture right here. This should be... Which picture? Where?
Let's see which way the flag's really blowing.
Take that!
You can also see him like holding something there behind the briefcase.
Well, do you deny that it was that it is clearly shown in the photographs? Yep. There we have it. Proof that it was blowing towards you at the moment of the shooting.
So, that means our pal over there didn't shoot the balloon.
Making him the assassin?
The assassin?
Mr. Knight,
I don't know if he was the assassin or just covering for the assassin.
What do you think is the crazier option? What feels like the Ace Attorney option to choose here?
I feel like
I
is
think
not
that's
the
a good
assassin
one,
is
Duncan.
the one that they want me to pick.
Mr. Knight is not the assassin. He may have shot the balloon, but the president was on the other side of him entirely. Therefore, he can't have been aiming at his boss.
Yeah. Besides, why don't I even shoot the balloon? What would even be the point? And watch how I answer. Or am I aim for something else next time?
Jesus.
Oh, stop doing that.
There was a point. I'm sure of it. If I can figure out what it was, perhaps I can finally put this whole conundrum to rest. Knight definitely shot the balloon.
Time for logic.
That fact alone changes everything about the case. Hold on, before we logic, my phone is dying, so I'm gonna get a charger real quick.
Okay.
I also want to grab a drink, so I'll be back in like a few minutes.
If that's the case, I'm gonna go heat up my. We were talking earlier before stream about how I have a croissant.
If we're all going, then we're gonna do a be right back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. It's just me. Just gonna look at you guys uncomfortably. How's everyone doing at home? I hope you're all excited for April. It's gonna be a big month for reactions. I can tell you that. We're gonna be. It's gotta be 3 whole. That's the number. 3 whole new shows coming. That's exciting. Oh my god, Duncan's back. Hold on. Duncan! I've just been talking to the camera. And making everyone at home really uncomfortable.
Nice, nice.
Hold on. Oh my god. Oh my god. It was crazy. Chat showed up for a second. Alright. I've been talking about how, or I was just talking about how, like, in April, there's gonna be, like, a lot of shows starting that I'm excited to react to. What are you most excited for next anime season?
I don't know what's coming next anime season.
Well, then maybe you should look it up.
Maybe I should.
There's Lazarus, the new Shinichiro Watanabe show.
That sounds nice.
There's My Hero Vigilantes.
That could be good.
Fire Force Season 3.
Mm-hmm. Time is going to have to, like, even though I don't think I'll be. I don't want to talk about about what exactly I'm reacting to yet, but
Okay.
oh, and now Yessie's back.
Everybody's here.
Yep.
I was just talking about, like, how next season is exciting, but I'm leaving things a surprise.
Fair.
So now let's logic it up before it's too late. These seem like they obviously go together. Why did Knight's assigned position change?
Told you, I can't turn my neck to the right. Can only cover the berth at the left side. So I wound up moving to the right side of the stage.
But is that the only reason? Let us suppose that the plan hadn't changed, that Knight had remained posted on the left side. Given that he was unable to turn his head to the right, would he have been able to shoot the balloon closest to him? Could it be that the security plan was changed for the express purpose of popping one of the balloons? And if we suppose that to be the case, the two plans are different. Oh, the two plans are different. Was the security detail reorganized at some point?
Yeah, we made some last-minute changes yesterday. President's orders.
Ho ho ho. That's right. The president was the one who ordered the change.
Why was that? So,
Cause he planned an assassination attempt on himself.
Ooh.
Whoa!
that is a cool revelation, I think.
Yeah. If I'm reading things right, the president knew in advance about the balloon shooting, which means he must have had foreknowledge he would be in someone's crosshairs today as well. And if that's true, then everything else that's been bothering me falls neatly into place. How did the shooter get a gun past such heavy security? And why would they then carry out the shooting wearing such conspicuous item of clothing?
Music goes hard.
Why use a laser sight that would give away their location in an instant? And how did the president suffer no injuries at all despite a direct hit to his vest? There are questions that Knight and the president don't want us to consider. There is only one possible reason for Mr. Knight to have fired his gun. To create the illusion of an assassination attempt.
What?
Idiot. You do understand what you're saying.
Huh. When has that ever stopped me from saying things? Oh, I understand all too well. I understand everything now. Most of all, I understand why you were so keen to take the investigation off my hands, Mr. President. You wanted your real plans to remain hidden. How dare you speak to me that way? Is this some sort of sick joke? Oh, it's no joke, I assure you. It's simply the truth, as revealed by the careful application of logic and reasoning. Nothing more. The first shot was fired by Mr. Knight, with the specific intention of hitting that balloon. The sound of gunfire and the bursting of the balloon were guaranteed to cause a panic. And then he fired again.
He did?
Yes, he fired 2 bullets, both of which were aimed at the balloon. As for why he did so, oh my god. It's because the second shot was designed to create the impression that the president had been hit.
So then, what's the deal with the one in the vest?
I'm willing to bet that the bullet was planted there long before the shooting ever occurred. I'm gonna throw up.
So Mr. Heroic President didn't take a bullet after all.
That's not true. I was shot. I swear. It's just like... He's just like, no, it was,
No.
We'll be able to verify that for ourselves once we take a closer look at the bullet. At the very least, we can expect to find traces of Mr. Rook's blood on it, correct? But you said it yourself. You found the shooter in the photograph. The person with the red hood.
Objection!
I thought I made myself clear. The trajectory points to only one possible shooter, Mr. Knight.
So where does Tabby fit into all of this?
She was simply one part of their plan. In order to place the suspicion elsewhere, they set about creating a fake assassin. The highly suspicious person with the red hood. I have yet to ascertain exactly how complicit Miss Lloyd was in the whole scheme, but I can say with some confidence that none of the shots were fired by her. I suspect her only job was to point a laser sight at the president.
That's right. Then I was...
Tasked with turning your jacket inside out the moment the crowd flew into a panic, yes? Thus making the mysterious red hooded shooter disappear in the blink of an eye. Then, when the gun and the security plan were later found in the trash can, it would have all appeared to have been the work of an assassin so skilled they could vanish into thin air.
But then the case would have gone cold.
Exactly what our friends here were hoping for.
Makes sense now why you wanted you off the case. Why they wanted you off the case. You wanted to be on the case.
I hate cases. Indeed, because the entire affair was a cheap ruse perpetrated by the president himself. You cheap whore? Did he deflate? Oh my goodness. There's a lot of animation.
Talk about Botox.
Seriously.
No,
Now you're weak.
Imagine getting owned so hard in an argument that your Botox just stops working.
The presidential mask has well and truly slipped. Admit it, the entire assassination was a lie, wasn't it? If that stupid chief prosecutor hadn't insisted on assigning you... how could I let this happen?
Objection!
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Objection! Mr. Knight. I'm sorry, but I'm speaking with the president right now.
Those images.
Unnecessary.
Yeah, well, I'm doing my job as a knight, protecting my king.
He's very good at that.
So go ahead, keep running your mouth.
Perhaps it would be better if we stuck to threatening each other with our words.
He wouldn't, would he?
Nah, I don't need this thing to shut you up. Alright, my move. Question. You claim I fired my gun from on stage. How do you figure I did that in front of a crowd of thousands?
An excellent point. Time for my counter move, I suppose. You had a certain something that allowed you to conceal your actions.
Certain something, huh? Mighty specific.
Yeah, well, it's a gameplay thing.
Pretty obviously.
Yeah.
Take that!
My attaché case?
He's just like, shit,
He's like, oh shit. He's like, oh damn.
He's like,
You
oh wow,
are-
that was way easier than he thought.
Sorry, Knight, I think you're really outclassed in
Knight, I think you're actually kind of stupid.
the words department. Yes, take a look at Kay's photograph. Look at this photograph. Every time I do it makes me laugh. How did his head get so red? I'm sorry. Now what the hell is on the president's head?
There you go.
Yeah. Called upon my childhood
Nickelback.
Nickelback knowledge. Your right hand is completely obscured by the case. At the very moment this picture was taken, you were firing your gun. And in such a way that you wouldn't be detected.
Objection!
Objection.
Objection.
You don't like to let the facts get in the way of a good theory, do you, Edgeworth? Shame you don't seem to have noticed.
Noticed what?
The theories are all you have. Conjectures, nothing more. The flag was billowing in the wind at precisely the right moment. I hid my gun behind my attaché case. We changed the security plan because I couldn't turn my head. It's all just speculation. Circumstantial evidence at best. You can't prove any of it.
Didn't you, say that it was changed because you couldn't turn your head? Ugh. And maybe you didn't. Maybe he's agreed that that's why it happened, but he didn't say that was specifically. Anyway,
If you at least had the bullet that burst the balloon, you might have a scrap of credibility. Imagine, you could have run forensics to see if it matched my gun. But no, that bullet is at the bottom of the lake. It go dredged up.
yeah. I hate to say it, but he's right. I don't have anything concrete.
I thought not. Maybe now you can shut your mouth.
Holding it. Oh, shit.
He's angry.
Miss Lloyd? Of course, she could shed some light on this whole situation. I just need to get her to talk.
What's the matter? Something you want to say, Miss Journalist?
No, never mind.
Pretty
No,
hard to, say something when a guy's pointing a gun at you.
Yeah, that's kind of
It's
intimidating.
like, it's like, Mr. Prosecutor, I'm not a lawyer or anything, but is it legal him doing this right now?
don't bow down to corruption. Anyway,
That's what I thought.
Miss Lloyd. I need you to be brave. If you don't speak up, the truth will be lost forever. You are a journalist, after all. Are you not? Do the journal.
Dang it, I can't stay quiet any longer.
Hey, you understand what you're doing, right? And think carefully before opening that mouth of yours.
I was so focused on bagging me a scoop, I forgot the most important thing of all. Real journalists don't lie. Ain't no dang scoop if it ain't the truth. I'm sorry, Mr. Ridgeworth. I should have shown you this before.
What is it?
It's the laser pointer I used on the president. But that's all I've done. I never shot nobody.
I told you, you squeal, you go down as an accomplice.
It was him. He told me to do it. I was at Show 5 Embassy sniffing out a story like I told you. This was 3 years back. He comes up to me out of the blue and just starts talking.
3 days. You said 3 years.
3 days.
Days,
I'm
years.
doing my best.
It's basically the same thing.
We'll cut you slack this time.
Help me out and I'll get you exclusive access to the president, that kind of stuff.
But what about the gun in the trash can?
That I don't know nothing about, I swear it. All he's told me was to wear a jacket with a red hood and to point that there pointer at the president. I never thought for a minute it'd blow up my face so bad. I'm sorry, truly I am.
I will say, the fact that you heard that and was like, okay, I'll just do that is a little bit, but
Yeah.
it's but it's just ignorance. There. Thank you, Miss Lloyd. I'd like you to testify to that effect when this goes to trial. It ought to go a long way towards proving that the assassination was a sham.
Wrong with you people. I don't even know what's good for you.
My sympathies, Mr. Knight. Had you successfully removed me from this case as you intended, perhaps then you could have kept your pawn quiet, Damn.
That's a good animation.
And the sound effect straight out of a western.
That's good.
So, let me get this straight. You told Tabby. If you let slip about a fake assassination plot, we'll have you convicted for murder. What, something like that?
Oh, the dirty. I said no such thing.
President Wong? Give it up, Knight. It's time we came clean. It's our only choice. So, Mr. President, you admit it. You admit that there was a plot to fake an assassination attempt? I do. I'm sorry. You're sorry?
But why? Why do something like that?
My popularity has been on the wane back home. I thought surviving an attempt on my life might give me the boost I need. I know what we did was wrong, so yes, it was all lies. All of it. And the bullets in the vest? It was planted ahead of time. I wasn't hit by anything today. Alright.
But then, what's up with the killer?
Our plan got out somehow. And then he just appeared, hell-bent on turning our fake assassination into a real one. Hence the red raincoat, I suppose. He'd hoped to get in close enough as the fake assassin to finish the job. There is one thing I don't understand, though. Oh, and what would that be? Why did Rook have to die? The whole thing was fake. How did he wind up getting killed for real? Yeah, that's still gonna take us like 30 more minutes to figure out, probably.
Yeah.
That's true, and therein lies the real question. He was a fine bodyguard. The best, in fact. He may not have been a native of Zhangfa, but he was someone I could fully trust.
He doesn't look suspicious at all right now.
Yeah.
Mr. Rook must have been really trying to gain the trust of someone who'd hide from his own shadow.
Sounds like he was as trustworthy of the president as I am to you, huh, sir?
I believe that's for me to say, Detective, not you. Mr. Rook must have known about the plan too then, correct? Oh, he wasn't aware of any specific details, so not really. I tried to involve him, but he refused. And you would have done well to listen to him. This is a tragedy. The life of a good man has been wasted.
What's so great about him anyway?
The fuck? What's gotten into him?
He was just another piece on the board. He had there to protect you. Nothing more.
Okay.
Mr. Knight,
Yeah, that was his job.
how could you?
But he literally castled the president.
Who was it that actually went along with your plan, huh, Mr. President? Well, that pious coward backed down when you needed him to step up the most.
I value your support too, of course, but
Look, I'm your chief bodyguard now. That's all that matters. And now that that spineless fool Rook is gone, things are gonna change around here. Thanks to me, genius strategist, grandmaster, rightful leader of this team.
what the hell is happening? We are all well aware of your ambitions, Knight.
He's just bragging about his rank in the world.
Yeah, that's right. I'm Grandmaster rank.
You're just a puny diamond rank.
Yeah, there's so many ranks. The highest is Eternal, right?
No, it's
Or Celestial.
one above all. That's the
Oh,
highest.
okay.
But doesn't this seem a little imprudent to you?
Impudent.
Are you sure?
Why? My plan
Maybe.
this time was perfect.
I was right.
Imprudent. I thought it was a different word.
Impudent did seem like
Yeah, I mean, those are
To
both
boss
probably
fit.
work there, so.
That's quite a statement, especially considering that your perfect plan was an abject failure.
Yeah, no thanks to you and that buffoon Rook.
And how exactly was it Rook's fault?
If he hadn't died, the killer would have never come after me. And I wouldn't have had to let you on this plane.
Please, Mr. Knight, you mustn't talk like that.
Fine. The guy died protecting you, Mr. President. I'm sure that's what he always wanted.
But did he die protecting the president?
Wait, I thought the whole assassination thing was fake.
Aw, come on. Do I have to say everything twice?
Yeah.
We
Yes.
planned a fake assassination, but somebody else came along and tried to make it real. 2 shots were fired, remember? Like you said, Edgeworth, one of them was the bullet I shot through that balloon. But the second, that was me.
Oh, really? Then who did fire it? I don't fucking know.
A real assassin, but not to kill her. His plan was to come after the president with a knife. No, the most likely suspect here is the piece cowering quiet in the corner. Our lily white queen over there.
My God.
Yes, you're muted.
Which sucks because I gave such a good.
What?
Then the at was to the bear trap.
Oh, okay.
Lily,
Again with this?
I'm not your danged assassin!
but is that really true? I, for one, don't believe it. Put it in a trash can. It can only belong to you.
Bro,
see
you're
about that.
giving off a lot of hostility.
Also, he was literally just talking shit about the dead.
Yeah, like,
Oh.
we are standing over his corpse right now.
He's like, actually, this guy fucking sucked, and I'm glad he's dead.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's hear his
As soon as I
testimony.
shot the balloon, I rushed over to help Rook escort the prison back onto the plane. I left Rook here in this room while I secured the president in the safe room. When I came back out, Rook was lying there on the ground. It's a journalist that shot Rook while we were escorting the president off stage. That single killer shot was fired by the gun you found in the trash can.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa. So you don't actually know when the victim was struck by the bullet, do you?
The knight doesn't protect the rook, Edgeworth. He protects the king.
You wanna translate?
English, please? He means that his only concern was protecting the president.
Lose the king, and you lose the game. Isn't that the first rule of chess?
But a win in which a key piece is sacrificed is a hollow victory indeed.
Doesn't matter. Still a victory. I kept the president safe. I win.
Well, it's a bit early to be calling our little match. In any case, well, it's a little bit early to be calling our little match in any case, for this is where our battle really begins. We haven't even started this case.
I will give you a little advice. Take a look at your evidence again.
Okay.
You might know something.
Yeah, I didn't really notice anything. Hold on. Let's look at this. Look at this gun. Trash can. Can I look at this?
Doesn't really tell us much. Huh?
Okay, I thought he might have like wrote something on it. One of the monitors missing. I don't think that's that yet.
What are the lines you said again?
Yeah, hold on, let me look at the lines. I'm just kind of looking at things. As soon as I shot that balloon, they rushed over to help Rook escort the person back on the plane. Look here in this room while I secure the president in the safe room. He's lying here on the ground. Well, we have
He was
security
slaying.
footage.
Well, actually, he wasn't lying. He was slaying on the ground. We established that earlier.
Yeah. This journalist must have shot Rook while we were escorting the president off stage.
Trash can. Hold on.
Oh.
2 bullets.
Okay. Right there.
Objection!
It's always the numbers.
It's always the math.
Yeah. The math isn't mathing. So, you contend that it was you who shot the balloon and Miss Lloyd who shot Mr. Rook. Are you sure about that?
I'm sure.
John Cena meme.
Are you sure about that?
Well, I've never known the context of that.
Probably some wrestling meme.
Yeah, it's probably something from
What is it again?
wrestling. The John Cena meme.
Are
Where he, like,
you, John Cena, are you sure about that meme? You know?
where he, like,
Yeah, I'm not sure either, actually. Though.
Did you see,
No, I'm not
like,
sure
there was
about
that... Did you see people were going crazy? I don't watch WWE, but you see people were, like, going crazy over, like John Cena and, like, The Rock at WWE the other week.
well, people love him. They're popular for a reason. Well, anyway, well, what you've proposed would indeed match up with the total number of shots heard. The gun from the trash can itself has also been fired twice. Dumbass. Now, why would the supposed number of shots heard from this gun differ from the number of spent rounds? It's simple, because it was planted by the real perpetrator of the crime.
Somebody faked the evidence.
Yes, and if you think about it, their reason for doing so is obvious. To ensure that whoever found the gun would conclude that the shooter has been in the spectator area. And in order to do that, they have to make it seem as if both shots had come from this one weapon.
I get it. So that's why it got spent two. So that's why it's got 2 spent rounds, huh?
Precisely. And we have already proven that the bullet that burst the balloon came from a different weapon. Which makes it entirely possible that the bullet which killed Mr. Rook didn't come from this gun either.
Nice work, Edgeworth. That's some high-grade sleuthing.
Nice work, Edgeworth. Be ashamed if someone farted on it. What?
That would be shit.
Why don't you get to the point? You come this far. Spit it out.
Oh, I intend to. I only spit, never swallow.
No.
Okay. That's
Sorry.
great. I don't know what to do with that information.
The person who really shot Mr. Rook. It has to be you.
Yeah.
Like, who else?
You gave us your motive, pretty much.
Take that!
Hand it to us on a silver fucking platter.
You, Mr. Knight. You're the one who murdered Mr. Rook.
Ooh. Finally got the courage to say it, huh?
Surely not. Surely you wouldn't have. I love how pathetic he is now.
Yeah.
It wasn't only the killer who tried to take advantage of this fake murder plot. You killed Mr. Rook, hoping that he would look like an accidental victim of a bungled assassination. With the president locked away in the safe room and the door of the airplane tightly closed, it was just you and Mr. Rook, alone, together, kissing.
I was gonna say.
And that,
If you didn't, I would have.
and that was when the third bullet was fired, right into your colleague's body. A
Objection!
euphemism for kissing. Actually, it's
Are
like
you sure it's for kissing?
actually like euphemisms are usually supposed to be like softer, so like
Yeah. Can you imagine reading like a Danielle Steele novel or something? It had just like comparing like sex to a fucking gunshot.
shot a bullet into my mouth.
God.
This is getting bad.
Okay,
We need
actually,
to end the stream.
I take it back, by the way, just really quick. That's not Danielle Steele. That'd be Chuck Tingle.
Ah, Chuck Tank.
I love Chuck Tingle. I saw him in person one time. He was at a FlameCon a couple years
Saw him
back.
in person.
Yeah.
He's real.
Yeah, he had the paint bag over his head and everything.
Nice. All right.
Duncan, do you know Chuck
Will
Tingle?
be playing there's a third one now? No, I don't know.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
he's So it's just the short version because we do want to continue, and I know that. The short version of it is that he is a famous, not safe for work author, and he writes a lot of like parody works. So when J.K. Rowling started being really transphobic, for example, he wrote a story called like Harriet Potter and something something, and also there was a dinosaur in it.
A lot of his titles include the phrase, pounded in the butt.
Yeah. But like he's actually, the funny thing is like he's a genuinely very good satirist and a good author, so like the books sound like they should be terrible, and I've heard they're actually really good.
My favorite book title is probably Pounded in the Butt by my book, Pounded in the Butt by my own butt, or something. But I remember he like originally like became prominent because he was like voted for this one award by like people who were trying to show that the award was like bogus.
Yeah.
But then he like accepted it really gracefully, and everyone likes him. So it's like,
Yeah.
they proved nothing. Anyway,
You just said only 2 gunshots were heard. You want to tell me how that works?
Objection!
Airplane cabins are practically soundproof, Mr. Knight, if you close the door. Nothing can be heard from the outside, not even gunfire.
is this true? I have to go test it.
Oh my god.
But wasn't the president right next door?
Very true, which means he may have heard that shot himself.
After the Chuck Tingle tangent, we lost viewers. Sorry. I don't know if that's actually true.
Respect on his name.
I never know what to trust with the viewer say, but
Yeah.
that's what from my end it looks like we lost viewers. Well, Mr. President,
I didn't hear anything. But you can observe this room through your security feed, can you not? The camera in this room isn't normally on. I have to manually switch it on when I enter the safe room.
And that's what you did this time too, right?
Well, that is...
Bro!
What's gotten into him? Mr. President, this is vitally important.
Please, President Wong.
Fine! I was busy hiding under the bed, covering my ears.
What? Even though you knew the whole thing wasn't real?
Yes, because I hate the sound of guns. Just the slightest hint of that awful noise, and it's just too much.
live K Faraday reaction.
Oh, that's sadder than a pot full of overcooked crawfish.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Are you sure? Being scared of gun noises isn't that bad.
Isn't that right, my sound-sensitive friends? Oh, Mr. Knight, you saw that President Wong was cowering beneath the bed. And what's more, you knew from the monitor bank that the security camera for this room hadn't been switched on. Which means you knew that the circumstances were perfect for you to fire the third shot straight at Mr. Rook. Knight? How could you? Could you really have betrayed my trust so horribly?
You think I killed the old half-wit? You don't trust me much, huh?
He's just so... I think I killed that idiot
think-
who I hate and would definitely kill.
No idiot who I hated? So this is the thanks I get for putting my life on the line for you every day after day, huh?
I want to believe you, but
I don't get it. I just don't get it. What is there to doubt here? What? You don't believe the girl over there could have done it?
no, because this gun isn't the murder weapon. We know this from the number of bullets fired.
Yeah? Well, how do you know there wasn't a spent bullet from the start?
Actually, good point. What?
Yeah. Someone could have fired a bullet from that gun yesterday, or the day before. Then today, another bullet. The bullet that hit Rook. That's no speculation, pal, and you know it.
Welcome to Ace Attorney Investigations.
It's like, yeah, but that's all the
Yay.
really is a possibility.
Maybe. Need to prove it's not true.
Not with any certainty, no.
You're nothing without conclusive proof. So come on. A single piece of evidence straight through my heart. I dare you.
Oh, I have conclusive proof.
Well, what are you waiting for?
There must be something. Mustn't there, Mr. Edgeworth? If we can't prove it, then Tabby's... Please, Rufus. I messed up. I know I did. I should have never have done what I did, not even for a scoop. The murder? No, that ain't me. Ain't a murderous bone in my body.
Conclusive proof. I don't know why I keep saying it like that. Conclusive proof. If only I could prove that Knight's gun is the murder weapon. Wait, perhaps I can.
If you at least had the bullet that burst the balloon, you might have a scrap of credibility. Imagine, you could have run forensics to see if it matched my gun.
If we had the bullet that killed Mr. Rook, forensics could tell us which gun it was fired from.
No proof, no case.
Objection!
Fuck you. Hold it right there.
What now? You're not about to claim you do have proof, do you?
Of course I do.
Oh, this ought to be good. Alright, bring it on. Show me this proof of yours.
The bullet that killed Mr. Rook is key to ending our little game. Very well, my conclusive evidence is not in my possession. It's inside this body. Isn't that right? If we can find the bullet.
I mean, I think that's what they're going for. But yeah, you would go with not in my possession.
Not currently in my possession.
Alright then, thanks for playing folks, but that's game over.
However, it is here in this room.
What?
As we know, the bullet that killed Mr. Rook passed through his body. But where did it end its journey? Perhaps we should cast our minds back to an earlier conversation. After passing through its body, the bullet that took Mr. Rook's life then found itself lodged in the vest.
He's right. If the president hadn't been wearing that vest, things could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, but that was fake. But now, of course, we know that the so-called assassination attempt was complete fabrication. The vest was prepared in advance, made to look as if it had been hit by a bullet, which begs the question, where's the real bullet?
I like it. Twist. This is good stuff, Edgeworth. Come on then. Don't give us the suspense.
Oh, I'm just getting started, baby. Does any of the evidence
Can you imagine if he actually said that?
Yeah, point to where the bullet that killed Mr. Rook might have been? They just... Any of the evidence that shattered security monitor.
Yeah.
Take that!
Please tell me I'm not getting ahead of myself. Okay, yay. There's something very clearly missing from this room.
Yes, a prosecutor with some common sense.
Oh!
Ad hominem attack?
Might as well just die.
Wow.
Okay, uncalled for.
Take a look at this bank of security monitors. Oh! I see you've caught on, Mr. President. Splendid. Splendid almost. Should that go on the edge where this is?
Sure. Why not?
I could throw it on there. Why not?
Who
Throw just about anything on there.
ever goes like, ah, splendid? There are screens here showing views from all around the airplane, inside and out. The only external angle not covered is the right-hand side of the aircraft. And that's because one of the monitors is missing. Are you getting nervous? You hurrying? There was a monitor in that space previously, wasn't there, Mr. President? There was. I have no idea what my plushie is doing there now. It appears to be someone's vain attempt to hide what is obviously lacking. But where did it go? And why? The why is easy enough to answer, because it was struck by a bullet. If we were to believe that the bullet in the vest was the real deal, then anything that hinted at the existence of another president had to be... What? Another bullet had to be removed. Another president.
There's another president, oh my god!
So, where did the missing monitor go?
Where indeed? I believe that it must be hidden somewhere on this plane. After all, there wouldn't have been time to dispose of it outside the aircraft. Detective Gumshoe, conduct a search if you would.
Oh, right in my line.
Look at it, sir. Mr. President, extraterritoriality, remember?
Miles dies as an arrow shutter.
I have no objection to this search. Please go ahead. In fact, I think I hate you now. If it will help us discover the truth behind what happened to Rook, I will not stand in your way.
What are you? I don't believe this.
You went too far this time, Knight.
Look at this, look at that. Don't ever think about anybody else.
The search has been authorized, Detective, if you wouldn't mind. 2 days later.
Sir, seeing me here.
Let's go! Excellent work. Now go ahead and extract the bullet.
Let's see. If I put my hand here, just... Come on. Got it.
If I put my hand into this broken glass... Well, would you look at that? Blood.
Oh, also, really quick, Dan. If
Yeah.
it makes you feel better with the loss of viewers after Chuck Tingle. My girlfriend did just message me earlier. Chuck Tingle mentioned.
Okay. I mean,
People were a fan of it.
I don't know if viewers actually left or not. I think
No, I know. It's just related to your whatever.
I think if, like, you know, a lot of people watch streams in, like, other tabs. Like, if you
Yeah,
go to
yeah.
another tab while you're watching the stream, it
Oh,
counts
yeah,
as you not
for sure.
viewing it.
I know. I thought you'd find that amusing.
Yeah, I appreciate it. This is the bullet that killed Mr. Rook. There's no doubt about it. Yay. And there you have it, Mr. Knight. The single piece of evidence you requested, straight through your heart. And you're to blame, because you give love.
Shot through the heart, and you're to blame. Or something like that.
And then the rest of the lyrics. And then we insert an entire song, musical number here.
Yeah,
Even you must now admit it. If this bullet didn't come from the spectator aiming gun, then Miss Lloyd cannot be Mr. Rook's killer. What, no pithy comeback? Detective, have forensics analyze this bullet for striations and compare them with the gun we found.
Yes, sir. We'll get this evidence you need. You killed it.
I am impressed how many of these words I'm like, I do know how to say this word. Oh god. I can see the president's belly.
Oh my.
It's out there.
Yeah.
I do wish we had like more. Sometimes I wish we had more, or like actual forensics characters. But I know eventually Emma Skye will come back.
Eventually.
Emma's the forensics character.
Yeah.
For real, and we love her.
But like there should have been one in investigations, because forensics is a huge part of investigations.
Yeah.
But anyway. Alright, let's hear what forensics has to say. I guess it can be this guy. Our findings are as follows, sir. Firstly, the blood on this bullet is indeed that of the victim. Let's go! Secondly, we found Mr. Knight's fingerprints on the gun. Let's go! Now for the key part, the striations. If they're not a match, then Miss Lloyd is in the clear. Lastly, the striations on the bullet are a match with this weapon. What? But how could that be?
No way!
Let's not go!
Let's not go. Oh, come on!
There's no doubt about it, sir. This is the gun that fired the bullet. What the fuck? Just like so upset. Stop that.
Well, isn't that something? Conclusive proof that I was right. What's the matter? You didn't think you'd had me backed into a corner, did you? Guess you misread the board.
Why'd you put it away?
The one backed into a corner here is you.
Ooh.
There's no denying it. Forensics proves that the gun and the bullet are a match. The bullet that killed Rook was fired from the gun you found in the spectator area. So who pulled the trigger? Couldn't have been me. I was on stage. Which leaves your little friend. Oh, Rook. She's the murderer. And you just proved it.
I wonder.
Your move, Edgeworth. But just remember two things. One, where you found the gun. Two, which gun the fatal bullet came from. Whichever way you look at it, I couldn't have been the shooter.
I wonder if that's like, if that other gun is like Rook's gun. Wait, but isn't he holding a gun? His corpse? God. How did it come to this?
Me and the president, we admitted to faking the assassination attempt. Now it's your turn to admit something. Who the killer really is.
Yeah.
There's no way Tabby did it, is there?
Well, don't let him get you, Kay. We just need to go over his statements again. There must be something further we can deduce from them.
Okay, let's do this, Mr. Edgeworth.
This kind of seems like a situation where I want to press these statements. I don't see something immediately. We have a chatter. Yeah. They say, Mr. President, get down. Exactly.
Yeah!
No, that's...
Objection!
God damn it.
What was it you said? That forensics would back you up? Ooh. How does it feel to be shot in the chest by your own conclusive proof, huh? That's good.
The bullet and the gun are a match, Mr. Edgeworth. That kind of has to mean that Tabby pulled the trigger. No? Yes? I don't know.
Even so, I simply cannot accept that.
Sir, there's no denying the evidence.
There isn't. So what am I missing? I assume Miss Lloyd to be innocent. If I assume Miss Lloyd to be innocent, then the gun and the bullet shouldn't be a match. Thinking faces. What is it, Kay?
I stole his thinking fee. I was just thinking. If the evidence points to something that doesn't seem possible, then maybe there's something wrong with it.
You're asking me to call the evidence into question.
Well, there's no way that Tabby did it, right? So if the evidence says that she did, then the problem must lie there.
You seem very sure about this.
Call it my great thief's intuition.
Intuition, huh? Still, she could be right. I simply don't believe Miss Lloyd to be a malicious liar, which means... As someone who believes that evidence is everything in court, the irony is not lost on me. But, if I were to call a piece of evidence into question, it would have to be... Shit.
So let's think about this, Dan. What do you think probably could be wrong with the evidence? Huh?
The gun. Or neither.
Okay.
It always could be neither. You know, with how
So
these
vague.
games work. But something untoward is going on here. It would have to involve the weapon, not the bullet. After all, we only just recovered the bullet a little while ago. Furthermore, we know that Mr. Knight had an opportunity to handle the gun. Oh god, I gotta do my deep voice. Now, hand over the evidence you have gathered and remove yourselves from this plane.
I'd do as he says if I were you, Edgeworth.
He did take the evidence there.
That is true. I forgot about that, because that's like never been...
Yep, it's a little detail hidden in plain sight, don't
My
you
God.
think?
This can't really be the end of the line, can it? Indeed, he had ample opportunity. There's no doubt that this gun is the weapon that was used in the crime. Which means it must belong to... Knight, right?
You!
Take that!
The gun belongs to Mr. Knight. He switched them around. That has to be it.
He does have that gun he's always flinging around, huh?
Yep.
And they mentioned that they were the same model.
Okay. So, do I present... now I can present that on one of these statements.
Yeah, I think so.
Just on this one, because it's...
Yeah, I think you should be able to...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, not, yeah, it should be... Yeah, it should work.
Yeah, this one.
Objection!
Come on. Admit it, you switched the guns, didn't you, Mr. Knight? That's why the markings match the weapon in question. It was yours all along. He just has. That's my thing.
Intriguing move there, Edgeworth. And
You must have made the switch when I handed over the evidence, while I was busy trying to make the case for remaining on the investigation. You took the laser sight from the gun we found in the trash can and put it on your own. Then, not long afterwards, you handed that gun back to me instead of the one we found.
I did, huh? You think I somehow knew you'd find little run forensics on that bullet sometime in the future?
Is that so strange? You're a chess player, after all. A man well used to thinking several moves ahead. Stop.
I'm flattered. How much as it pains me to admit, you're overestimating my abilities. Besides, do you even have any proof that I made the switch?
Oh god, we're going back in.
Back in.
Always. Of course.
The gun is the same model as mine. Weird, sure, but just a coincidence. And look, there's a laser sight attached. Also, take a look at the cylinder. 2 spent bullets. Just what we expect to see. So what proof do you have that I switched the original gun over mine, huh? None. That's what.
You say I'm overestimating your abilities. You surprise me.
What can I say? I'm not a guy. More modest than you, that's for sure. Everywhere except at the chessboard, that is.
Alright. Well, I don't see a chessboard here, do you?
Gee. Still, guess that gives you a nice excuse. I didn't mess up. I just didn't have the right evidence.
I don't think I'll be the one making excuses. Rather, I didn't mess up. They just got lucky with the evidence. Will be your excuse, I imagine.
Ooh.
Dang!
That's
that
some
is
JoJo
pretty
shit.
dramatic.
Next you'll say,
Yep.
your next line is... alright. The gun is the same model as mine. Weird, sure, but just a coincidence. Okay, I want to look at my evidence. I feel like, in reality, if it's like that same... I don't know. I guess there's no way to prove that it's not a coincidence.
It's not a coin. I feel like it's not though because it's the same model because they were on loan. Remember?
Yeah. Oh, I
I don't know if that's
I'm
the actual fact, but
a coincidence, you say?
Or was it a necessity? It can't be both, pal. Sure it can. We bodyguards need to protect the president. If the girl needed to use a gun, but she probably doesn't know a whole lot about it. It's not so far-fetched for her to pick something up she's heard of, to pick something she's heard of that we also happen to use.
Okay, but why a revolver? Why is that your go-to gun?
It's probably something to do with its ease of use. No spent casings to chase down, for example.
Exactly. Look for a tool for a job where you can't afford to fail, or don't know what you're doing. Still, coincidence, necessity, it doesn't take a whole lot of difference either way.
Okay. We got nothing there. I'm just gonna press everything. I don't want to accidentally do something. Because you swapped it on there.
Run up or shut up, Edgeworth. Where's your evidence?
Alright.
Damn.
That is...
Don't go making accusations, get back up. Where'd your daddy never teach you that? Oh my god.
I'll have you know.
He's like, well,
Might.
that is uncalled for. Gumshoe is about to punch this guy.
Yeah, he doesn't
He's
even
like,
know why that is...
Three hands right here.
He doesn't even know why that is so offensive.
He is like holding Gumshoe back. He's like, I'm gonna kill this guy.
Okay.
Hold it!
I've been meaning to ask, actually. What about your own weapon? How many spent bullets are in its cylinder?
This old girl here? Well, now.
Stop. I hate it every time
I
you
let loose a few rounds earlier, as you saw.
He reloads his gun every time he fires it?
Even if I were to tell you how many there were at the time, you have no way of verifying that.
That's insane.
It is insane.
Of course. In order to swap the guns properly, he'd have to maintain the right number of bullets per gun. He didn't have a chance to put on any gloves, though, which means...
Alright, I think it's about time you did the right thing and resigned, don't you? Game's off the done, see? You see where the game's going with us, Dan?
Yeah. What evidence shows it? Actually, I kind of don't see where the game's going.
Uh,
I feel like I blanked out for a second.
It happens to the best of us.
So he reloads his gun every time he fires at all.
Uh-huh.
so think about it like this. He's basically trying to... So the gun he's saying that's there, the one that's in your evidence,
Yeah.
he's trying to claim that was the one that was in the park and that Miss Lloyd used it. The problem is we know he switched the guns.
Yeah.
And he's saying, okay, but you don't have any proof about that.
So
So we're saying that that's actually his gun
yeah.
there. So think about it. If it's is there anything there that could tell us that's his gun?
Well, it would be if it was like fully emptied, right? Or reloaded.
The other interesting thing too was I don't think he actually knew how many bullets were spent. Remember, he was surprised by that.
Yeah. If I I feel like I should present the gun. But I do not know
Is that the right
why.
one to do it? Is that the right one to do it on?
I mean, the other
That
option
might be
is
tempting to say no.
my brain is not working with this one. So, we can present something on this one.
Just go for something, huh?
Okay.
Objection!
Woo!
We're gonna find out
Hey,
why
yeah.
after the fact. But, or
It's
at
gonna
least
be one
I
of
am.
those cases.
I think I just like literally like missed a few lines or something. I just was like thinking of something else. I have your proof right here.
That's your proof? I think you've been working too hard, Edgeworth.
I have. It's 8:30. Not the gun itself, the evidence it carries. Evidence that will prove once for all that it does in fact belong to you.
I'm looking forward to this. Go ahead, make a move. What's not coming to play? The rook? The bishop? Not pawn, surely.
The evidence this gun will provide takes the form of fingerprints?
Bullet. It's either that or I almost want to say bullet marking.
Yeah, that was introduced to us in this, so it's like the fingerprints of the gun. It's left on the bullet. Dang it!
Mr. Edgeworth, I don't think the striation is over.
Please, I don't have to explain myself to you or anyone else.
Objection!
Objection. Yes.
It might be a good
Yeah.
idea. How do you bullet markings point to me exactly, huh? Do they spell out my name, baby? You're a joke, Edgeworth. Total joke.
Rude. Okay. Fingerprints, namely, I should have gone with my gut. Namely, your fingerprints. Mr. Knight.
Objection!
My prints? Of course my prints are on the gun. You handed it to me right when you gave up the evidence. How could they not have been?
Objection!
What if I told you there are prints on a part of the gun that you shouldn't have touched at any point?
What? You can't prove that.
Oh, but I can. Oh, there's a place where your fingerprints could. Oh, God, my brain is really stopping working. It's just like
I can tell.
there is a place where your fingerprints could never have been left if things happened as you say.
Allow me to present the final piece of evidence that will bring our game to its rightful conclusion.
Alright, so where would he have, where's a place he shouldn't have touched if he was just handling the evidence?
The trigger.
Not that.
Not the trigger.
I mean,
Think about how bullet happened.
This part?
No, that's
No, not
the
that.
hammer.
if he was gonna switch, so think about it, if it's his gun, he reloads his gun every time he used it. So if he was
Yeah.
going to switch it out with the other gun, what would he have to do?
Open this.
Yeah,
Here, look
the,
closely at the
uh,
cylinder, detective. He shouldn't have touched the trigger either.
well, yeah, but that's
Well,
a
he's got
whole
an
separate.
he's got an itchy trigger fingers. We already know that. So.
2 bullets. Also, the name of this case is Turnabout Trigger.
2 bullets fired. But where are the prints that we're looking for, sir?
On the bullet casings that were put in.
Yes, because if he was just handling the gun, he shouldn't have touched the bullets. That wouldn't make any sense. Huh?
You did indeed switch the guns when I handed you the evidence. But if that were all you had done, your deception would have been easily detected. But the number of bullets fired by each gun was different.
There were 2 spent bullets in the gun we found.
Yeah, but what about Mr. Knight's gun?
We know that he fired 2 bullets from the stage into the balloon. And he fired another bullet into Mr. Rook, ending his life. So 3 bullets in total, plus a few odd ones he let loose in the shock during our little game. And after each shot, he reloaded his gun out of habit. With his bare hands, of course. You fool. Officer, where exactly were Mr. Knight's fingerprints found? The one you mentioned in your report. Sir, they were found on the exterior of the weapon, but also on the bullets themselves. I'm not sure they could have gotten there just from me handing you the evidence, Mr. Knight.
That's a...
And there we have it. Proof that you did indeed switch the guns. This gun, the one which fired the bullet that killed Mr. Rook, is yours. And in taking his life, you are the true assassin.
I didn't...
Shrug. Shake, shake. Checkmate.
No.
There he goes. He's gonna take off like a helicopter. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I wanna see what all those items were.
I think I saw the samurai dogs there. From
Yeah,
the-
there was a samurai dog. There was like a statue. It might have been
Yeah,
the thinker.
Was
Yeah.
that statue or okay. I saw Blue
I
Badger.
was going to be the new chief of security. That bonus is Rook. If it hadn't been for him, I would have been in charge by now. I would be in control of the whole team. My plan was perfect. The fake assassination was supposed to be flawless.
Detective Gumshoe.
By the way, sir,
I don't even need to say it. Just cuff him.
I'll see you when it's worth.
Alright.
Our game isn't over yet.
Alright. I'm afraid this is as far as we go for today. The next moves we play will be in the courtroom.
It's not fair. It's not fair.
And if you think I'm a good detective, wait until you see me as a prosecutor.
For real.
Ooh.
Alright.
Oh my god, they
he's-
got the Botox back for his face.
Hold on. Mr. Edgeworth, I owe you a debt of gratitude. You exposed a murderer within the ranks of my own personal guard. I will not soon forget that. He's suddenly very presidential again, now that we're back outside the plane. I saw it, you know, when I first proposed the fake assassination test.
You want me to handle it, not Rook?
Rook refused. I guess this would be with a more pathetic voice. Rook refused, but I can rely on you, can't I?
Of course, sir. You can count on me. I'll put together a plan that can't possibly fail. And he'll play his part like a pawn that he is.
The hatred in his eyes was plain to see. He despised poor Rook.
But why?
I was not entirely comfortable about moving forward with the knight in charge of our little deception. And looking back, I think he sensed my discomfort. I can't help thinking I played a part in his decision to end Rook's life.
Mr. President, none of this would have happened if you hadn't plotted to fake an attempt on your life. That was your crime, and it is a crime you will have to live with.
I don't know if that's
Is that a
necessarily
crime?
crime. I don't think it's like technically illegal, but
It's like morally bad, but is there like an actual crime?
For like faking an attempt on your life. Maybe
I know,
for
like,
causing a
because,
public
like-
panic, maybe? Like,
perhaps.
Yeah, maybe just like firing the gun like around like this many people and causing the panic. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I feel like a fake assassination attempt should be a crime.
Yeah, it should be.
It kind of should be. Like,
If like anything else, like back in Zheng Fa, it should be like evidence of corruption.
yeah.
You are right. I can only apologize for the part I played. And I will no doubt be made to pay for my actions in one way or another. And I will thank you nonetheless. You solved this riddle of Rook's demise, and for that I shall be eternally grateful. I will be here in your country for a little while longer yet. But when I have returned home, perhaps you will visit us in Zheng Fa. You will always be welcome.
I kind of want to go since it's been mentioned so
That's
many
fair.
times in the first game.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you! Y'all don't know how grateful I am.
It was the loudest door closing noise ever.
For real.
Also, you know, this is kind of interesting. Are they really gonna like plan to like? They landed the plane on the water. They're gonna take off in the water too.
I mean, you can, I guess.
I mean, I guess.
All's well that ends well. I'm glad we have UK to be endlessly optimistic about in these grim situations.
All's well that ends well.
Miss Lloyd, the accusation of murder made against you was of course entirely groundless. But the fact remains that you were a willing participant in the staged assassination attempt. The police will no doubt wish to speak to you on the matter. You should be aware that you may be punished for your actions.
I know it. I'm awful sorry about everything. Truly, I am.
I understand your desire for a scoop. There are limits.
There sure are. I got me some thinking to do.
It's tough out
You
there
did it, Mr. Edgeworth.
being a journalist.
That was something else. Loyal prosecutor solves assassination conundrum, earns eternal gratitude of president. How's that for a headline?
Yeah, write that story.
Hey, that there's my department. Mr. Prosecutor, how does it feel to solve such an important case? You must be over the moon.
She certainly doesn't stay down for long.
No comment.
Dang, you're one tight-lipped son of a gun.
As well I should be. This case is not over.
I should have said son of a bitch. It would have been funnier.
And I am that
sir.
bitch. Because until we unravel the story behind this, the case will never be complete. Behind this, the case will never be completely over. Oh God, hold on. Which piece of evidence?
So good.
This?
Yeah, we didn't use it for anything.
Yeah.
Take that!
The killer's calling card.
Yeah, we have no idea what he meant by that when he warned us.
Mr. the Killer has yet to complete his assignment.
You mean he might still try to murder the president?
I hope I'm wrong, but if I'm not, this could all blow up into something more sinister yet. International Incident Part 5. As one would expect with the attempted assassination of a president, the case was all over the news, and my preparations for Mr. Knight's trial were constantly interrupted by requests from the press. I had no time to jerk off in my office.
Oh my God.
There wasn't a person in all the lands, who didn't know about the case. Everybody was talking about it. But in the midst of the frenzy that followed, nobody noticed that this was only the first move in a game far bigger than any of us could have imagined. Yay!
Ooh,
Yay!
We did
more
it.
peak attorney investigations too.
Yeah, that's a much more exciting setup, I feel, than the first.
It's a really good first case. Huh?
Yeah, it certainly is.
Especially with like how it had the whole twist of like him switching the guns and everything.
Yeah. All right. Well, we thought we might be able to do a little bit in the next one, but we kind of rambled a lot. Teehee. So that's where we're gonna call it for the night. But I hope that everyone enjoyed. We're gonna get into the next one. What is the next turnabout called?
The captive turnabout.
The captive turnabout. In which I don't know anything. I have no idea what's happening next. But last time on the second case, we got introduced to Lang, so maybe we'll get introduced to some
No,
more.
Lang wasn't introduced until the third case.
Never mind. But maybe we'll get introduced to some fan favorite
Because the
characters next time.
timeline in Ace Attorney Investigations 1 is wacky.
Yeah.
Yeah, Franziska showed up in the second case.
Oh, yeah, right. It was the one on the plane.
It was the airplane. Yeah, because it's so weird. Like, Kay and Lang don't show up until, like, about halfway through the game.
Yeah.
Third case.
But anyway, are we doing it? We're doing next week, I assume? We're all good for that? All right. Then we will see you all next week. Take it easy, everyone.
Bye-bye.